I'd like to call a meeting of the Development Review Board to order, March 21st, 2017. What do you got, Dan?
Okay, first item on our agenda are the minutes from our last meeting.
Any changes? Have a motion to accept? Barry?
Move to accept.
Barry accepts. Charles seconds. Thank you, Charles. All in favor?
Abstain.
One abstention.
We do ask anyone who presents to the board this evening to sign up, sign our sign-up sheet, which is on the podium over there. It includes the following oath statement. I solemnly swear or affirm under the pains of perjury the statements I make, testimony I give, and other evidence I submit to the board at the board's public hearing held on this date will be true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. We have two hearings this evening. Just a note, they were both preliminarily reviewed by the application review panel. However, both of them, the board felt there was enough information and questions that they should present fully to the DRB this evening. The first one is All Service Sitco. We're going to confirm, is 216 Lincoln Street the correct address, Jason?
It is.
It is, okay.
216 Lincoln Street.
And so the applicant is seeking approval for motor vehicle inspection, motor vehicle service use in an existing garage on that property. And Jason Dolmich is here this evening to present.
Certainly. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have a statement to make regarding conflict of interest. This is background. I had a very similar business I ran for about 30 some odd years. I sold it 8 or 10 years ago, lock, stock, and barrel, real estate, and everything. But I still do have a financial interest in it. So, and complying with the town of Bennicum's conflict of interest policy, that could be a conflict of interest for me, or perceived conflict of interest, and I should recuse myself from this hearing. Exception being, as I read it, if the applicant has no objection to my sitting on it, I will stay here. Any kind of objection at all, I will recuse myself.
As the agent, I would see no objection.
Okay, thank you.
Oh man, that's something to kick you out.
Unless you're the one out. Jason Dolmich with MSK Engineering, presenting for All Service Sitco. As Dan mentioned, we are seeking approval to conduct large vehicle inspection out of an existing garage that's located on the parcel at 216 Lincoln Street. Now, Lincoln Street, of course, is over on the other side of the street, but this is the physical address of this parcel, whose driveway is actually located on County Street. And the existing garage is in the northeast corner, so large vehicle inspections and maintenance would occur there. This would be to supplement their activities that occur on Main Street. This has a large gate and lift, so they would be able to service larger vehicles there. They would also be storing temporarily wrecked vehicles and also rental vehicles. So they are not planning on running, they do not plan to have long-term storage of any of wrecked vehicles or unregistered vehicles, but that those would be there for temporary storage while they were sent to a facility. There were a few specific questions from the ARP last night, which was, one, we had to confirm the address, which we did. And there was a question about how the maximum number of vehicles, approximately, that would be stored on site at any one time. And at any given point, they're looking at storing, they would have somewhere between 20 and 25 U-Haul vehicles, and those are all registered vehicles that would be available for rental, that would be stored there, available for rental. Their actual rental activities would happen on West Main Street, so they would not necessarily be bringing customers in and out of this location. And then there'd be somewhere another around 20 vehicles that would be temporary storage of wrecked vehicles where they've picked up for service or in the process of servicing. And then there was another request to install a paved apron at the location of the entrance 20 feet back into the facility, so we've shown that on the plan.
Any questions? Barry?
I understand that there's about 25 rental vehicles on the pad in the back. Is that where they're located?
They're located largely in this area here. So they would be located sort of towards the front. There's a fairly wide strip in this area.
The rental vehicles are stored there?
Yeah, that's correct.
What's stored on that pad in the back?
This concrete
Keep
pad
going, right up to the top.
over here,
No, up further. Up there, right there.
this is not on property.
I know, but what's being stored there?
That
Rental
is-
vehicles, aren't they?
No, this is a building. This is an
Okay,
adjoining
all right.
structure.
So all the rental vehicles are going to be stored in this alleyway here?
So the existing fence enclosure is, sort of encompasses this part of the parcel with the exception of the front end. So all the rental vehicles would be stored in here. They
Plus an additional 20 vehicles for the garage?
up to 20 either vehicles under service or temporary vehicles that were wrecked in a car crash where they picked them up and they're temporarily stored and then while the insurance company tells them where to send them.
Is there that much room there?
There's a fair amount of physical space. They actually can store most of the U-Haul vehicles right in this area, and then you've got this whole back area. And that was, I asked them to give me a maximum, so that it would vary based on the need.
Hard to give a maximum.
Huh?
It's hard to give a maximum, and,
How many people get into a car crash?
Yeah,
You know?
not so many, roads are slippery, it's all out of sight anyway, nobody can see it right down in there. Good place for it.
I didn't even know they were down in there, so I went to look.
Yes, Dan?
Is the gate typically locked?
I believe so. I actually don't know the answer to that, so, but I believe it is a locking gate. So when they're not on site, I would assume that they would be locking it.
Any other questions? Jason, I would like to state that I would like to see that paved part done before you really start operating there. As soon as you can, once the ground thaws out.
Yeah, it'll be May-ish. 'cause of
Yeah,
the weather.
yeah. Yes, Barry?
Jason, is the entire property fenced in with one large fence all the way around?
This area is, this section, the section towards County Street is not, right? But the gate is here, so the entire used area is fenced.
Okay.
Any other questions? What's the board's pleasure? Barry?
I'll move for preliminary approval and continue to the next meeting.
Okay.
Second,
A second?
Continue to the next meeting?
Yeah. It's just,
you can't settle it now.
Okay. I thought yesterday counted as one.
It does. Yeah, so it's the discretion of the board, absolutely.
No.
Do you want to make final approval?
Well, I thought you asked for 2 meetings.
Well, counting yesterday.
Oh,
No, that's two. Can you change the motion?
yeah, I'll decline my motion.
You're going to withdraw it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other?
Move to accept the application as presented.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Okay, you're all set, Jason.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, our next hearing is Mark Jewett and Richard Roy, Sweets Lane. These folks are seeking approval for a 4-lot subdivision. And to reiterate, the application review panel did take a preliminary look at this, but there were some folks there, neighbors who had some questions, and so they felt it was appropriate to have a full hearing this evening. David Spur is here to present this application.
Question on that, Dan, is that strictly a subdivision, or is this going to be a PRD?
It's a good question, Ron. It is technically a PRD mostly because, although all the dimensional requirements are met, except for the lot width across the front is narrower
It
than.
wasn't warned that way. I try to read the applicable parts of the bylaw when I get the warnings, and a PRD wasn't mentioned, so I'm not really prepared for that.
Well, the ARP has recommended 2 full hearings on this, so
Okay.
we can certainly hold any
Yeah, I wonder why
questions.
the pictures of the houses were in here, and you don't need those for subdivision.
And certainly those are issues that I mentioned to the applicant, so feel free to
All
bring
right,
those up.
Fine, thank you.
Just state your name, please, David.
My name is David Spur, I'm with Blaze Design, I'm a surveyor, and I've been asked to speak on behalf of Mark and Roy for this project. The property that they're discussing is marked in yellow, and the current two-lot subdivision is marked in pink. They're offering or requesting 4 lots, the 2 existing turning into 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is an easement, 20-foot wide easement, that's not to be disturbed, and the gravel driveway out back to service the houses that are neighboring. We don't plan to build on that, we don't plan to use that as access. Current Sweets Lane looks like this. The Peruvial erosion hazard, or FEH, which is a new line based on the new mapping sensor right now, Irene, is this orange line. This is the top of bank of the large riprap, major stones and such that I located on the days that I was out there surveying it. This orange and yellow line is the 100-year flood. This whole property, as you can see, is above that, outside of the flooding area. Moving into the development portion, when asked what they're going to do with the 4 lots, make them into residential lots. So we're showing a 30 by 30 square, which is represented by the blue squares. The associated driveways, a new concrete walk per town standards to include a handicap ramp, if necessary, onto the north branch and striping across the north branch. Also, we're going to widen the road and make it into what we believe was supposed to be there to begin with, 20 feet wide as a minimum, and then the cul-de-sac at the top. It'll be serviced by town water and sewer.
Any questions?
Driveways, they're gonna be paved, sir?
The driveways and walkways towards the house will be gravel or similar nature. That's what Sweets Lane is, so we're just going to continue that up through. I did show here in the pink hatch, a 20-foot minimum paved off the apron off of North Branch Street.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Bill?
Is this, I can't remember, is this a private or does the town own this road?
Sweets Lane is currently a town road.
It is, okay.
Town road number,
Oh, yeah, there it is.
159.
Yep, now I see it.
Harry?
These dwellings that are marked on here, are they single resident or 2 resident?
which dwelling, sir?
You have 4 lots and 4 dwellings, right?
I do not know, nor do I want to speak in the owner's behalf, that they're going to be single or duplexes. I believe duplex is the most that they can do, but I don't want to say that there's going to be one or the other or both.
I can say that the owner has indicated to me that he does not know, but he will, depending upon the market, they'll either be single-family or two-family. That's the maximum you could have there at duplexes, and they do meet the density requirements for either.
For 2 of them.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Yeah.
If they're going to be duplexes or 2-family, what is the parking that's provided for 2-family?
The driveway as it currently stands is, I think I made it 15 feet wide, and I know that it's at least 45 feet off the right-of-way, which would allow at least one car to park in front of the other. How they argue that out is beyond me.
Well, that wouldn't be sufficient for duplex.
I need at least 3. Yeah.
That would have to be, if it's going to be a blue duplex, they'd have to change that,
They have
correct?
to change the driveways.
But given this application, the houses aren't really germane to the application right now, are they?
That's PRD renovation also.
PRD
Yeah,
there.
given that it's a PRD, there is the, you can review the bulk and mass and, limited design.
What I can say about the houses, that they're going to be 30 by 30 in size, and he's designed a 2-story building. Beyond that, I don't know if they're single or duplexes.
We're going to need to know that by the next meeting, aren't we, Dan?
Well, if you feel concerned about the parking, and I certainly, given what's been said, it does not appear that there'd be adequate parking for duplexes, so if they were going to allow duplexes there, and it sounds like you may have to check in with the owners, then the parking driveways would have to be adequately spaced or constructed to have at least 3 cars. Preferably, I would think the board would look to 4 cars in a duplex type situation.
Yeah.
So if you're going to propose more than one residence, you're going to have to change the parking.
But I'm not the one to make that decision, nor, I don't think he's made that decision at this point.
Well, we have,
Whoever's requesting this permit is going to have to make that decision.
yeah.
I guess you have to carry that back to Mark and
Sure.
Rick and just say, if they intend to maintain flexibility for duplexes, which I know is something they
We
would,
can
Yeah.
widen the driveway.
can modify the driveways.
Yes, Barry?
What about lighting?
There is currently no lighting and no additional lighting plan.
Anything else? Anything, anyone else? Anyone that want to speak on this?
I can't really answer the question because the owner's not commented.
They will answer it next time, so.
So what's the board's pleasure?
I get one more question. Are you proposing any dumpsters for this project?
It wasn't brought up to me, so no.
Any dumpsters or garbage wheels?
No, we don't actually allow dumpsters for duplexes.
Okay.
They wouldn't be allowed to have them.
Okay. Anything else? What's the board's pleasure? Barry?
I'll move we continue it to the next meeting.
Okay. You have a second?
I'll second it.
Bill seconds
Yeah.
it? Any discussion on it? All in
But
favor?
yes,
What?
I'm whistling at you. I would like to know about if they have clarification on the parking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean,
In other words, if they're gonna just say, we'll make the driveways this big if they do that.
What I can do is to alleviate this when the final drawing comes out, and you guys can vote on it here today or however, but when the final drawing comes out, I will ensure that there's width for 4 cars.
Okay.
And if they decide, which means basically doubling that space, and if they decide to go with whatever, then the driveway will be narrow, and if they want to go with the other, it'll be wide.
yep, just note that on the plan, and I think that.
Yeah, that should take care of it.
You know, so that's,
Yeah, that should
I
suffice.
got no problem adding that to the final drawing. I mean, if there's not a significant other changes, then I'll leave this drawing as is and make sure that it's on the final drawing.
Okay. Anything else on the motion? All in favor, continue? Okay, David,
See you next time.
see you in 2 weeks.
Well, first
Well, maybe not 2 weeks.
first week, first Tuesday in April.
First, third, Tuesday.
Any other business?
Any other business?
You're gonna mention the fact, we got our time is up.
Yeah, yes, well, I think everybody knows it's Ron, Charles, and you.
Yep.
So send me an email, send me a letter, whatever. Terms aren't up until May, so you have plenty of time. And as you know, it usually takes them a couple months to get through the process anyway, so
So you come in for 2 months afterwards, you're down.
So, yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Need a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
No seconds? All in favor?
We're going to get a raise for that?
Perhaps.
Double our pay.